It was weird. It came up 2 times in a week. Like one week I was talking. It was 2 different people, and like Crater Hoof got fired up, and they like said something about like swinging in or whatever. I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't give everything haste. And they're like, yeah, it does. And I'm like,
No.
it does. It like I thought that too. Like
No,
you just like
it does
assume it
not.
does. I don't know why. But like, it was weird. It just came up twice. I only have 2 nickels, but it's weird that it happened twice. If I had a nickel every time Omnixilus locked his spark, I'd have 2 nickels. It's just weird it happened twice.
It's a deep lore cut for the Vorthoses out there.
And it's hilarious because you, the audience, you thought this was a Pauper episode. Nah, we're a limited podcast for this one. You'll never hear band talk from us. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Common Ground Podcast, your favorite podcast where we talk about your favorite format, Pauper. We're back on episode 70. I am your co-host, Cameron. Scott Schindler, joined as always by Hippo, Teamer Hieronymus. I'm changing it up. What's up, brother?
The ceiling.
You know why you're a Teamer?
Why?
Me neither. Also joined by my other co-host, Thomas.
Do you know my middle name?
Kills Green Day at Karaoke Gun.
I do.
Facts.
It's the perfect warm-up song for me.
Oh, Hippo should have been Kills Rammstein at karaoke.
Yeah, that was sick.
Just perfectly singing German.
Yeah, it was great. No, it was great. No, you kill it too.
I only did that to impress someone that wasn't even in our friend group.
Oh,
some other guy at the
yeah.
that was there.
Yeah.
I love that guy. That guy's cool.
He's fun.
That whole group I think is cool because I think there's a group of them.
They're very interesting.
Because it is very strange. It's just like that metal guy, some dude in his like mid-40s with a belt of harmonicas.
That guy was cool.
No, he's easily in his 50s.
Maybe they're looking at our
easily in his
group.
50s
Oh,
or
he's
60s.
easily.
Oh
50,
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they could look at our group and be like, "What a weird group too." You
A
know?
lot of people
they
were
thought we
looking
were in
at
a
our
band.
group.
Well, they all thought we were in a band.
Yeah.
We certainly are not.
Well, that was just that one.
Well, no.
Oh,
that second guy came over too.
Yeah. That was probably the best compliment I've ever received in my life.
That they thought you were in a band.
Yes, I don't think.
Or
I'm
that
ever
you were
gonna,
the singer.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna recover from that. Because this place, we go to this new karaoke place, or the second time we've been there, and they have modern baseball. The old place never had modern baseball, and that's like one of the bands I can comfortably feel like singing.
Yeah.
And so it was fun. It was good. I got my comfort zone for like once in my life for karaoke, so that was good.
It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What a strange night.
It was an interesting night, man.
But we got lots to talk about this episode. We kind of skidded around it. We kind of swerved. We had a... You guys know what happened. The bands and stuff. Deadly Dispute, Kadoltha Rebirth, and what was that third card that people really liked?
Oh, you know. The
really liked it?
Oh, yeah, that one. So those got the band hammer last week, and we were too busy just talking about random crap to talk about
This
it.
is true.
We also had some unbans.
Yeah, you're right. We did have 2 unbans on Prophetic Prism and High Tide.
And you know what else we had? A whole new set.
Yeah, but those
Yeah.
aren't legal yet.
No, but we have a whole new
but
set.
we'll talk about
We do.
We'll talk about the commons on those. Where shall we start? And because we also have a week of challenges, 3 challenges with these unbans too.
I think I'd like to start with some challenges.
I think we start with the
Reverse
challenges and kind of take our first glimpse of
When was the last
where?
time we even read a challenge?
It's been a couple
It's
weeks.
been a while.
I've got them all pulled up here, and I also have I have some total numbers after too. But I suppose y'all can track at home as I read these names off.
Are numbers from Kerblinski Twitter?
No,
okay.
I just tallied up totals of top 8s.
Okay,
I was going to do
16s.
top 16s, and then it was too much of a hassle.
That's very fair. The 4th was the Friday challenge. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Awesome.
April 4th. This is our brand new Pauper format. Friday, April 4th, 2025. Our first series of challenges this weekend with the 3 cards banned and the 2 cards unbanned. Let's get into it. In 8th place, Nascimento playing Mono Blue High Tide. Right away, we've got High Tide on the map. 7th place.
I saw that. I'm like, uh-oh.
7th place, Pyganti playing Jeskai Ephemerate. In 6th place, Terminus Zero on Walls combo. In 5th place, Hamuda playing Goblin combo. In fourth place, Season of Mists playing a mono blue High Tide. In third place, Mogged playing Grixis Affinity. In second place, Oskia playing Boros Synthesizer, making a little comeback. Of course, it's had a little comeback right before the ban. I know Season of Mist was just like crushing leagues.
And you want to know
with
why?
Boros.
You want to know why?
Tell me why.
It was to stop playing Deadly Dispute so that it wouldn't get banned.
I know. Well, it
which
was
is
too late.
so why? Which is like that was the reason
I
for
know.
playing Boros.
Oh, man.
It's hilarious.
It was too late. And in first place, with an 8-1 record, Luffy Doge Hippo DePaula playing Grixis Affinity. We've got Mogged and Luffy in top 4 on Affinity. This is a stacked top 8, I gotta say. These are some
the banger,
solid
the
names.
bangers came out to play.
And ninth we got Cali guys too with the.
Oh yeah,
fans, too,
ninth
so.
with a High Tide Familiars list.
Satan
it's
Raken.
I didn't even realize it was a high tide list too.
I believe that's what he said in Discord. I'm gonna double check.
It's
it
it's familiars, but it's a high tide list of familiars.
Oh, that's really cool. Just make it super easy to combo off with like your ghostly flickers and snaps and obviously Archaeomancer.
Hey, you get to play
Ribs.
main deck negates too.
Man, that's really cool.
Yeah, no, so
Like
some
getting-
really cool stuff going on. Let's pop into Luffy's Grixis Affinity list here. Let's see how Luffy is
There's
handling Deadly Dispute.
the
being
one
gone.
Prophetic Prism's
Like
interesting
we've
too.
added I was gonna say we've added Prophetic Prism to the deck.
just a
Excellent.
singular fun of one.
I think it's fine. That's totally fine.
replace itself,
And we're
fixes
at-
yourself.
And we're at 7 draw 2s. We've got 3 Fanatical Offerings, 3 Reckoner's Bargains, and the 1 Eviscerator's Insight. So we are kind of like spreading it out. I think that's a for Affinity, like they've always wanted Reckoner's Bargains for their Mirror Enforcers, just like randomly gain 7 life. Even sacking Familiar, gaining 4 life is pretty big. And Fanatical Offering, just swapping out, just like we had said before. It's the one that makes the artifact, so it makes sense here.
One notable thing in the board, for sure, that had not been a thing that people had done previously is that's 4 copies of Duress. That is huge respect to High Tide.
Sure.
That makes sense.
Or like the
there's
like
just-
Tron lists or anything like that.
I think- just that big on
but I think
ban.
it's just the direct. Like High Tide's
sure.
going to be one of the decks that you want to beat.
Yeah.
This deck is a mid-range Dirtle deck. You've got to be able to beat them somehow.
That makes sense. It just got unbanned. You expect to see it in some number capacity. People want to
just play
try
4
it
cards
out.
that beat it very nice and clean.
4 Duress and 5 red
honestly-
blasts between like 3 red blasts, 2 Pyre blasts.
He didn't come to lose to High Tide.
And honestly,
no blue
just
blast.
the previous best combo deck just got banned. Like BlueSky just got banned. So people may be coming out their Poison Storm, their cycling Storm decks, and thinking like, hey, it's time to play my previously tier 2 combo deck that just
Right.
lost a Brood Scale. So
Our,
it's like
our
Duress
locals
is-
this weekend is going to be rife with combo decks.
Yay.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
is.
know if that's true.
I do.
I think there's 2 people ready for it. I know of.
I think there are 3 people.
I'm not
there
talking
now.
about just High Tide.
Oh, you
think
mean
there are
neither.
Other people playing all sorts of different combos.
Okay.
Yeah. Depending on who all
But-
plays.
Compared to Mog's list, Mogged has
Oh, they're not on the same list. Interesting.
No, Mogged has 2 Glaze Fiends in the main board, which is pretty spicy.
Whoa.
No Prophetic Prisms, and their Deadly Dispute replacements are 4 Fanatical Offerings and 3 Reckoner's Bargain. They're not messing around with the Eviscerators inside at all.
Sure.
I'm a little suspect on this Tithing Blade, but
It's a fine of one of. Like, Boggles has been popular in the challenges lately.
yeah, I
and-
think at that point you just do like what Luffy did and just play 2 Extract a Confession in the board.
I mean, this is just an artifact in your main board.
No, I mean
So,
it's
it's
a
just-
totally fine card. I just don't make it kind of suspect of that effect when there's like you had the good potential for a lot of like of the Ponza deck to run around and like crystals people to death, and that
Yeah,
card's, like,
that's why it's a one of. I wouldn't want to be anywhere near 4 of these
Okay,
at
no.
all. Like at the very worst, it eats a spawn and then you sack it to something, and that's at its lowest.
Oh, yeah.
At its highest, you eat a Boggle or a Terror, in which we do see that Terror has made a resurgence as well.
not in this challenge.
No,
necessarily,
no,
but
but
it
over
did
the
later in the
Oh,
weekend.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Over the
We'll
weekend.
get to it. Let's pop into this 4th place High Tide list from Season of Mist real quick. So this is kind of the general shell that we're going to see, at least in these mono blue lists. And people are going to iterate over the next couple months or whatever. Like the lists will change here and there. But we're looking at a bunch of cantrips. You have 4 copies of Merchant Scroll, which is 1 in a blue for a sorcery that searches for a blue instant and puts it into your hand. So you basically have 8 copies of High Tide, essentially, which is pretty sick. We're using a bunch of arcane spells like Ideas Unbound, which is the blue sorcery arcane, draw 3, and then discard 3 cards at the end of turn. We have things like Petals of Insight is like a more expensive arcane spell once you've got your mana engine going.
I have not seen that card in a long time.
Peer Through Depths and Reach Through Mists are also cheap, just cantrips or like an impulse effect.
Well, there are also arcane spells.
Yeah, that are exactly. That's what I'm
So
saying.
why are we
all
playing the arcane spells?
So that you can splice psychic puppetry onto them. Psychic puppetry is 1 and a blue for an instant. It's also an arcane that says tap or untap target permanent, but you can splice onto arcane for a single blue. So it's basically like a twiddle that never has to. It's always in your hand. It's a Twitter that is always in your hand when you use it.
Twitter?
Twiddle.
You said Twitter.
I said twiddle.
The second time you said Twitter.
No, I said twiddle.
Potato. Editor, play the tape. So basically, you're attaching this to your draw spells. You're playing like a worse op that's just 1 mana draw card arcane, but you can splice onto it with the psychic puppetry and tap an island that you have high tided. So
Correct.
Ideally, you have played 1 or 2 high tides. You're digging through your deck. You can find a Flood of Recollection, which is blue, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard or hand, exile this card. So you get a replay high tide, and you're continuing to splice a psychic puppetry on your spells as you're digging through your deck, untapping mana. So you have a bajillion mana. You drew a bunch of cards.
And eventually you cast Stream of Thought
Yeah.
in some variety, whether you feel you Stream of Thought yourself for a little bit for like a few handful of cards first, just to maybe hit some deep analysis, get deeper into your deck, or you once you build up enough mana, you can replicate it enough to just Stream of Thought them out.
Yeah. It's interesting the one of Stream of Thought because you do have to find it.
Some
So
lists
my-
may run more.
So my concern here is that if that doesn't work, if the one copy doesn't work, then you have no backup way to win.
Yeah, because people can start playing campfires.
That's what I thought's my initial thought too. It's like, oh, well, then you just lose.
I mean, they do have the Flood of Recollections, like to just keep going. But like, if you spent your whole turn doing this, probably next turn you're not set up. You probably casted all your high tides.
You probably just like burnt through your whole hand. doing
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Like you said, Hippo there. So that's interesting. Like if people start playing, what do we just call it? Campfires to counter this, but I'm sure they could play around the first one. If it gets on board, you can see it and you know not to just
Yeah, you just can't go for it. Like go for it in that way. You have to do something to remove
exactly.
it.
Especially if it's a deck like Fog or Gardens that's playing the campfire.
Just
and
as an inherent card.
yeah, you could just Stream of Thought them for 20, and that's probably just good enough and to make them crack it at some point, and then you can just restart your combo turn. But once your Stream of Thought is in your graveyard, it's exposed to like Nihil Spell Bombs and Bazooka Bogs and stuff too, which is scary.
Yeah, that was my concern when I initially saw like these lists. It was like, yeah, if the one doesn't work, then you are just they're just dead.
When I was streaming a thought of people with Turbo Fog, the only time I ever stream a thought not for lethal was if I had a campfire up and I can shuffle it back in my
Yeah, I don't think
I
I think the same thing when I played the deck. I didn't cast it until I could win the game.
But I would do it sometimes if I had a campfire up though.
I don't think I was playing Campfire. What was I playing? I think I was playing Campfire.
'Cause
Anyways,
that was-
yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I was only playing one copy too, so it's like finding it's kind of hard as well.
Hippo, you said you hated this card too. It's a one of in the list, but Giga Drowse. It is
Yeah, I hate
one
this card.
blue, replicate for a blue, tap target permanent. So it's an instant. What's the point of this card?
This card just taps your opponent out. It's just really, really, really obnoxious, and you can't stop it because it's got replicate on it, which is the card is infuriating.
So when they go to combo off, they just tap.
They just tap you
opponent out.
down. They just like cryptic you out of your mana, and then they just untap safely.
And yeah, they just do it on their end step.
Absolutely
Yeah,
hate it. And you
Yeah.
have 4 merchant scroll too, so essentially give 5 copies of this card.
you know, deck seems really good against this with card. Standard Bearer. It shuts off the combo really
It
hard.
does, yeah. I mean, they
'Cause-
can, yeah.
It stops Giga Drowse and it stops Psychic Puppetry.
yeah.
Like they can't really combo.
Oh, that's funny. That's really funny.
All right, dude. You know, I told Austin this week I was so excited to play Fog again because I got 2 free slots in the main board for my Standard Bearers or my Coalition Honor Guards, and then I'm like, and I freed up 4 slots on my sideboard. I'm so excited. And I see this card. I'm like, nope, back in you go.
Not anymore.
Get back in there.
Yeah,
Did you hear that, Hunter? I'm gonna beat your combo deck again with their standard bearer.
I just hate Giga Drowse and the cards.
Yeah.
There's no good way to like interact with that card aside from like that. Look what you just said. It's like there's not a whole lot of good ways to interact with that card.
Right. We don't have like an exile all spells
there's
counter
nothing
spell.
like that.
That's
So
like a mythic rare or whatever.
So Giga Drowse is just like you're dead. Like as soon as your opponent, like basically if your opponent just puts Giga Drowse on the deck, you've died.
Yeah. I mean, this deck does look like it has a fail rate.
It does have a fail rate. Like we like Thomas and I.
Yeah,
well,
we witnessed it.
Match.
Yeah, if anyone's in Discord, but I played in a league randomly queued into Kalikai's, and Kalikai's was playing High Tide, and I was playing an updated version of my Pinger Baron list, and I was able to clutch it out.
He's back.
Thanks to some very timely raise action in Game 3.
I was like, man, this raise seems really good against this deck trying to add islands.
Trying to do stuff with their islands.
Yeah, I was like,
well,
should probably board that in.
Sure, let's try it.
And then it was
won
really the game.
Just double raised with like red elemental blast backup or whatever.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
So what's the first few turns of his deck? I'm sure you kind of just mulligan down to a High Tide, right? Because you can't really.
I mean, you have so many cards that just dig for High Tide.
But I don't think you want to be casting your like reach through the mist or whatever. I don't think you.
Why not?
I mean, you just have like
because wouldn't you rather just save it to
cantrips.
splice on Arcane?
There's plenty of Arcane.
That's fair.
You have like Brainstorm like Preordain to start. Like
that's a
good enough.
better. Yeah, that's a better start. Like the dig.
And then you can also just and then you find your like merchant scroll. Then that finds your High Tide.
Yeah.
It's like you have like essentially 8 copies of High Tide in your deck.
Yep.
So I don't think you have to keep a hand with High Tide. I mean, obviously, it makes it a whole lot better, but
right.
Yeah,
and even this list, like compared to,
because it seems like High Tide and Psychic Puppetry are like the main.
That's the
like
main
your
engine in this
Yep,
version.
yep.
yes,
I will say that I did get turn 3'd by Kalikai's in game 1, which is
That
very
was
rare
very
to happen.
impressive.
How would
But,
happen?
High Tide on third island, High Tide, and then Arcane. So then your island taps for 3, and you just start chaining off on Arcane from there.
Sick.
Yeah, it was really
and
good.
like sometimes it'll happen.
Yeah,
But like we just sat there, we just like tapped out for our Kessig Flame Breather and said go, and he's like, all right, High Tide, start doing the thing, and we're just like chilling in chat.
He
did it so fast too.
Yeah, he did.
And he was like, this is like
60%
60% of my speed. And I was like,
I'm gonna make a meme
man.
real quick. Let me find MTG Kessig Flame.
So the
Breather.
difference between this list and the 8th place list is they're cutting down on 2 Flood of Recollection in the 8th place list to play more islands.
Yes. I saw that they were only on 1 over there.
That's really
it'll be interesting to see how the lists develop. And like you see in 9th place here on Friday, Kalikai's, also known as Satan Raken on Magic Online, has a familiars list that is a High Tide list as well. Also in that league I played, or I think in the second league I started, one of the games I played last night while y'all were watching. So it was a mono blue High Tide terror list that was playing Rush of Knowledge, which is 4 and a blue from Scourge. It's a sorcery. It's draw cards equal to the greatest mana value among permanents you control.
It was just a draw.
Yeah,
7.
it was a draw.
Sick.
It was a draw 6 with their affinity for islands 2/4 in play.
Oh, Spire Golem.
Yeah, they were playing Spire Golem as well.
That's sick.
hilarious.
Yeah, Spire Golem and Terror, and then you just High Tide, and then just cast this and draw like 6 or 7 cards. But I blew them out both times. I had the Red Blast for this one the second time, and I Fire Blasted their Spire Golem in response to the first one that they did in the first game.
So I'm gonna throw back to Season of Mist mono blue list real quick. I'm looking at the sideboard. I'm guessing 4 Murmuring Mystic is just like, if you have any guess that
In the sideboard?
they're gonna bring in like combo hate, like hate for your combo. Like what does hate for this combo even look like? We said like
Duress, Red Blast,
Duress, counter spells.
Campfire.
yeah, like these are obviously really good against like the campfire aspect, or like when you heal spell bombs to stop you from buying back your High Tides. But this just
Buying
lets
back
you...
the High Tides isn't really part of it.
Oh, okay.
That
no,
is
it-
not how the game's played out.
Is it more
when I
buying
played
back
again.
for draw spells that you're digging for?
Barely buying back anything.
Oh, okay, interesting.
From the games that I saw, you're just churning through the deck.
Why are they even here then? You think?
Just it's
you're
an
also
early
you're also
version, I'm
you're
not
also an
sure.
extremely aggressive deck. There's a lot of mid range decks in the format where buying back cards is very good.
It's fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just didn't come up in any of the High Tide games that I played against on Magic Online last night.
I guess maybe it matters more when your opponent has counter spell. So like your first high tide gets
Sure.
copied or whatever.
Yeah.
Or
They probably get
copied,
cut against
countered.
me against the burn deck anyway.
I would imagine, that gets cut
Yeah, they're
against
not gonna
you.
have a whole lot of time to buy back spells against you.
But I guess like Murmuring Mystic lets you play just like a more fair game plan once they bring in more hate for you.
Yeah, and cut all their removal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. For Envelop, this is a card I am not quite sure what you bring in against. It is
Counter sorceries.
It's a blue mana instant counter target sorcery spell.
Works against the mirror too. Does it counter some of the sorcery speed draw spells?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I guess
It's just a 1 mana card that counters sorcery, or like counters like cantrips and stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah, I why not a blue blast for like your opponent's red blast, or you know what I mean?
Well, I'm talking about specifically for the mirror.
Yeah.
The other list has some blue blasts.
But I don't even know if this card's that great in the mirror though, too, because it's like it can't.
The important cards are instants.
Yeah, like
High Tide and counter
Psychic
spells.
Puppetry.
Yeah.
Like it.
Unless there's like, I can't think of any reason for. Again, I think it just counters like the slow draw spells in the deck, but.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to
Interesting.
think. Like I'm trying to think. Okay, I'm in this
Counters the
position.
Ponza effects. but,
Counters
like,
duress.
It does counter duress.
On the play.
I
You just play
guess.
Spell Pierce.
I know. That's what I'm thinking. Like I'm.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess like hard counters it at any point.
It's weird. But it's hilarious because then we see after that 3 dispels. We know what that does. Like, okay, I get countering like high tides or deadly dispute effects or
There
whatever.
are some cheat. I get.
It's hilarious. We're gonna call them deadly
Fire
dispute
blast,
effects
rip.
even when they're gone. You know.
Counters like draw. It counters some of the draw spells out of like elves and like walls, which is nice.
Yeah. Snaps are probably for like standard bearers or other important creatures.
Snaps for basically anything.
Yeah.
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 I mean, it just does. Yeah, it just does.
And it ramps you
Yeah,
if you're high
very,
tiding.
very
Yeah.
good there.
Yeah. But it's really cool.
Cool.
Then Giga Drow's, yeah, obviously interaction stuff.
Any other notes from the Friday challenge?
Luffy's crushing it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Luffy back in the streets. Luffy top 16s Saturday and Sunday also on Crix's
good to see
Affinity.
Goblin combo like Mogwarts here in top 8 by Humuda. That's really cool.
I expected nothing less.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally called that
And-
one. Shot called. I was like, Hamuda's just gonna play Goblin combo.
And we see them playing 4 Investigator Insights and 3 Fanatical Offering.
Yep.
I called that one. These decks.
Well,
just,
that makes sense. I mean, that makes sense in these more like the combo decks, like having Investigators
Where
Insight.
they just have infinite mana.
Yeah, they just need to do something with it.
I mean, we see in the mid range decks too, though. No,
I mean,
not
I was
specifically. I didn't mean it specifically Investigators Insight. I'm just saying like. I called like Deadly Dispute getting banned. People just playing. the
yeah,
next.
that was the
next best fit. For
I mean,
their
yes,
deck.
that's
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
just obvious.
Yeah, that's not really a call. That's just like, well, yeah.
Yeah,
This Boros is pretty cool. It's just, the 7th Raven, the package. Remember that? That was a pillar of the format?
it is.
We're coming back around.
It is the package.
We're coming back around.
It
to this
feels
being-
like we're coming back
So-
to a similar format vibe as we had just like the couple months
like-
before, like minus all that glitters, but a couple months like before MH3 or whatever, you know? Like that's kind of the format vibe that I'm getting.
So
bit, yeah.
I get to watch some gameplay today of this Borosynth deck
Who's playing?
from Karblinsky, and it was pointed out in like the deck tech of the video. It's like this is the best Raven Charm deck, which is great in the format right now.
Sure. It covers a lot of angles.
Yeah, it covers a lot. Yeah, it does a lot of stuff. It beats combo decks a lot just by by Verge of exiling the graveyard. It's a great removal spell, and then whatever random enchantments your opponents have, like I don't know, a makeshift munitions, for example, stops that. And because like mono white was like there to beat up on red decks, and if red decks aren't like the thing to be doing, then mono white doesn't look very good, and then yeah, it's full cycle. So I think I would agree with his assessment that this is the best Raven Charm deck.
Cool.
I can tell you that if I were playing this weekend, because I'm not, unfortunately, I'm in Denver. For those who happen to be listening,
Unfortunately, you're gonna have a blast.
I don't get to play Pauper at our locals, but for anybody who's in Denver, you can come find me and say hi.
Hell yeah.
Denver's sick. That I'm jealous. The Tarkir event's gonna be cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be
It's gonna
very
be
sweet.
really, really cool.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Saturday?
Saturday.
All right, this is Saturday, April 5th. We've got 63 players for this Magic Online Pauper Challenge. In 8th place, Giga Chad Sigma Male on
Oh my God, what a
Madness.
miserable
Is this? It says it's Mono Red Madness.
It is.
It's the Mono Red
Yeah.
Burn. This is the Dredge list. This is
Yeah.
the Red Dredge list. Oh man, Red Dredge. We love Red Dredge. Oh, this makes multiple appearances. This
I would kill for a Blazing Root Wall of Downshift.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know
that would be
whose
crazy.
toes I have to suck at WotC to get that, but I would.
Incredible. The updates. We'll talk about the updates that they've made. In 7th place, Krilla Peyote on Mono Blue Fae, taking their first loss in the quarterfinals. In 6th place, Noob on Turbo Fog.
Long live the king.
In 5th place, Toad Dualis on Mono Red Synthesizer. This is the new version of the kind of the new stock-ish version of the red deck. We'll get to that. In 4th place, Sheeb playing Elves.
Let's go.
Let's go. In 3rd place, Natalino91, the progenitor of the Mono Red Dredge deck, getting 3rd place with Mono Red Dredge. In 2nd place, in return to form, Hampus1 playing Flickertron. And in 1st place, with an 8-1 record, Discovern playing Old Faithful Mono Blue Terror. We kind of previewed it. This is a very sweet, very clean list. We have the usual 12 creatures. We're playing 3 Spell Pierce. We are playing 3 Ponders, 4 Demon Furiers, and otherwise, like, no Boomerangs, 4 Spikes, none of that. It's kind of Discovern's usual stuff. Sideboard is
like beginning of MH3 Discovered Mono Blue list.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Sideboard's very clean. 4 Hydroblast, 4 Dispel, 4 Annul, 2 Sleep, 1 Steel Sabotage.
So I have a question for the both of you.
Yes.
This was a discussion I saw. I don't remember what server it was, but there was a discussion of what constitutes clean. When talking about a Magic deck list, what constitutes that?
I like it. I like a ton of 4 ofs.
That's what I usually associate with that.
I think like a ton of 4 ofs, and then like the ones where you shave down to like 3s and 2s, you can kind of look at it, and without thinking too hard, you can kind of get a good vibe of like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like 3 Spell Pierce instead of 4, like yeah. I don't think you want all the Spell Pierce, but you want to draw at least 1 a game in most matchups.
I think it's a mixture of 2 things for me. Like a lot of 4s. I don't know why, because it's clean to look at, I guess, is that. And then just a very streamlined game plan where it's like, what does this deck want to do? Play a Delver Secrets on turn 1 or set up for a Brainstorm Thought Scour or Brainstorm Mental Note?
Like, nobody is calling a Tron list clean because it's got a million 1-ofs.
Will might disagree with you.
I mean, sure. But you get my point. It's like, what do people consider what is a clean deck list? I'm just curious.
Because, like, I know in, like, card culture, if somebody says something's clean, it's like a white or black car with like no like stripes, maybe like a white car with some like black rims and a black spoiler, and like no like big hood flare or hood scoop, no giant spoiler, just clean.
I've also so as someone who's like had some connection to the car community, so I've seen other ways where that is not that same way, where something could be like a completely unrestored like 60s Beetle, and that's clean.
I've never heard it been called that. Like I've seen it like restored stuff be called like
no. So I've seen unrestored ones, and they call that clean. I think it's just a matter of perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that matters for Magic deck or card game decks if you want to look at that.
But I would call this deck list
clean,
nice and clean.
I would trademark.
Not sponsored. If you want the real shout out, sponsor us, Austin.
Speaking of Tron, this second place list a full 4 copies of Prophetic Prism.
There you go.
Now that's clean.
Here we are.
the one of 3 non-land 4-ofs in the deck.
Oh my!
Or sorry, 4. There's Muldrifter, Impulse, Expedition Map, Prophetic Prism.
Everything else is a 1, 2,
cannot believe I'm going to get handed this pile to play on Saturday.
I'm so excited for you.
Dude, I'm either going to like fall in love or I'm going to be miserable.
Yes.
Yes.
Something tells me it might be the latter half of this.
I've never played a Tron land before.
I know you haven't, which is exciting. We get to break your Tron chain.
Yeah.
It's something I've always wanted to do.
That this is happening.
Yeah, it's something I've always wanted to do. I love the card Ghostly Flicker, and I love the card, I was going to say Archaeomancer, but Mnemonic Wall is a close one.
Yeah.
I do like the 2 Stonehorn Dignitaries in the sideboard.
You're a big fan of that card.
Yeah, because
I am
like
a huge fan of that card.
I like the lock of Ghostly Flicker, Mnemonic Wall, and Stonehorn. You just flicker those 2. It's like you get no more combat.
Yeah, because I was doing that with like the Jessica Ephemerate deck, which was super sick.
Yeah, exactly. And it happens, and every time someone's like, like I'll do it 3 times and they'll go to like their second turn, or like go to combat. I'm like, no, I did it 3 times. Like it doesn't stack, and I'm like, oh, you bet it does.
Yes, it does.
Like it's not intuitive at all. Stonehorn Dignitary does say when it enters the battlefield,
because it checks for what would be
Exactly.
the next combat.
When it
step.
enters the battlefield, target opponent skips his or her next combat phase, their combat phase. I guess we could just say it easier.
It would be oracled to that, yeah.
Yeah, but. It's not. It doesn't read intuitive, but like Hippo said, it checks to see if you had a combat phase and you didn't have one, so you're skipping the next one after that too.
Yeah.
It's just going to check for the next available one.
It's so funny.
No, I love how I complain about lots of things, and this is one of the things that I'm okay with.
Right?
Yeah.
This is one of the things I'm cool
Don't
with.
Giga Drowse me. Ooh, I love locking people out of combat.
I mean,
Yummy,
yummy.
yummy.
Cast their spells.
Ooh, don't poison storm me. Heh, fog. Ooh, fun.
Yeah, I have very weird
You are.
heuristics.
Some things that you like, I would never, if someone complained about Thraben Inspector, I'd be like, I mean, I don't know, get over yourself. It's a Thraben Inspector. But like, I get if someone complains about Turbo Fog. Like, if someone complains about Turbo Fog, I get it. But if you played Turbo Fog, you don't get to complain about
look at all the. And I've explained to you why I don't like the decks that I don't like, because they feel different than the other, like Turbo Fog. Like Turbo Fog feels incredibly different to me than like High Tide does, because it feels like a control deck, which is a completely different thing. I'm fine playing a control deck. I enjoy that. I do not. Everybody who knows me, I just don't like combo decks. It just never has been my thing.
But see, the difference is on both these perspectives, the decks that you like, you're playing against, and the decks that you don't like, you're looking at the perspective of playing it against. So you got to look at it, your opponent's perspective of them playing against you, playing Fog.
Yeah, but I'm at least interacting with things that they're doing.
With Fog?
Yeah, you have to manage things. You can't just willy-nilly do stuff.
I gotta just willy-nilly cast Fogs into the Aether. I don't think the deck's that hard to play.
The blue Fog deck is very different.
Oh yeah, blue Fog is different.
I don't know which one I enjoy more though.
But it's like last night, Derek was also watching me play some Burn, and he was like, "Huh, the Burn player complaining about life gain effects. Weird, huh?"
Yeah. Wait, what were you complaining about? Weather?
Oh, I mean, God Pharaoh's faithful.
Oh,
I had fire blast.
Occur just owns you.
You fire
Well,
blast.
no. I brought in my trusty magmatic sinkhole.
Did you
specifically for this 04, and it worked out. I got to perfectly sequence and kill
Did you?
it.
Oh, okay, you didn't fire blast it.
I didn't. I had to fire blast one at one point.
That's sick. Did you win that game?
No.
Damn it. Those games where you have to fire blast a creature like in cube, and I had a fire blast. I didn't have to, but I fire blasted a Vampire Nighthawk and I won. And it was like sick.
But yeah, great to see Flickertron back in the streets.
Like the same thing, playing a ton of one of instants and sorceries, because you can dig for them with your 2 mystical teachings.
Teachings, great card. I love that card. When that card is like a playable thing you can do, I am all about it. Again, this is another deck that you like can't actually play correctly on Magic Online. With there's an infinite combo. I think I've explained.
Oh, but it would just take so many clicks. If you're
you
not
literally
like,
cannot execute. I don't think it's possible to execute it and have enough time.
What is it? It's the unwind.
It's like unwinding copies of like Weather the Storm and then like picking them back up with like Mnemonic Wall and like a Flicker. It's just like some really long, complicated thing. You just gain infinite life. It's just like basically gain infinite life.
I'm gonna have to have like a Discord call with either like Will or Cal.
You can do it in paper. Paper where you just go, I do this.
Yeah,
you just go, I do this.
That.
I just do this thing and I win.
Explain to me like I'm 5. Will. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very complicated.
Will and
On
Cali
Magic
guys
Online.
are resident. Will, our local resident, and Cali guys in our Discord, and obviously makes great Pauper content. They're both Tron fanatics of sorts.
Yeah, Kalikais likes his Altertron.
Yes, yep.
He likes the combo versions of
But
Tron.
if there's a combo in a deck, Kalikais has probably played it. And so
It's funny, as much as I like do enjoy his content, and I completely hate everything that he loves about Magic, because I love his content. I just hate every deck that he like ever plays.
That's funny.
They're just like the bane of my existence.
That's hilarious. So let's talk about these mono red dredge decks.
Yes, so Natalino 91 is the progenitor of the archetype, and it's great to see them get a strong finish here.
Number 2, Burger
no.
King foot lettuce. The last thing you want on your Burger King burger.
That was a
is
bit more
somebody
kick than I was
else's foot
expecting.
list.
Alrighty then.
So this list is sick. It is a mono red list, except it has a bunch of black cards and blue cards, and sometimes it has green cards. It has some green cards in the sideboard usually, but you're not casting them with your red mana. You're dredging or reanimating Lotlet Giants by only sacrificing creatures with Dread Return. You're only dredging your Stinkway Imps. You're only getting your Sneakers back out of the graveyard from their triggers. Really, really sick deck.
This deck is so badass.
It's very, very sick.
Oh my
it's
gosh.
very cool. We've got
this would have been on the docket for me to play this weekend as well.
this is on my docket.
I
have three choices. This is one of my choices.
I did order all the cards for this.
Yes.
That I didn't have.
Hell yeah. I'm close. I'm very close.
I'm fiending to put Sneaky Snacker in play. Like, just what an awesome Magic card. It's such a cool
very
Magic card.
cool.
So versatile because, like, you see it in, like, fair, like, Dimir controlled decks that can play it on turn 2 and happy playing it on turn 2.
Yeah.
Or you see it in this deck where it's like, I have no intention of ever, like, playing this card, casting this card.
You can if you have two Conduit Pylons in
Yeah.
play. Yes.
That's hilarious.
I think that land is
Exactly to
really
Conduit
good.
Pylon's really sick here. I think this is also within the last month and a half addition to the list is swapping 2 of the 16 mountains out for 2 Conduit Pylons. I think it's a great inclusion.
It's that OTJ.
The Surveil land, yeah. It's
Surveil,
just an untapped
filter
Surveil
land,
land.
yeah.
Card is so good in this deck.
Really, really good. Good in the dredge list.
I was like, it was good every time.
The green-black dredge
yeah, I was like, it was good every time I played it in that like more traditional style dredge decks.
Yeah.
Like it was very. I think I often said, I was like, this is the best land in the deck.
Yeah, some adjustments here. They've cut the Root Wallas, the green 1-drop that you can madness for 0. So those are gone in favor with things not needing to be quite as fast-paced of like having to race Glee anymore, with the format slowing down a little bit, and also Koldotha getting kicked out of the format. The format has slowed down a reasonable amount, I think. They're playing 2 Magmakin Artillerist, which is the 1/4 from Aether Drift.
This card is cool.
Whenever you discard 1 or more cards, this creature deals that much damage to each opponent, and it can cycle itself, and when you cycle it, you deal damage to your opponent. So like very versatile card, can just like 2 mana 1 damage draw a card as its floor, and then if you're able to either just cast it, or God forbid you could Dread Return this and just like be discarding a ton of cards over the next couple turns.
This would be one of the decks that I would consider literally not even looking at my opening 7 card hand, keep it, because it almost doesn't matter what the contents of your hand are. There's so many ways to like get the deck to do. I'm being a little exaggerating a little bit,
just a little
bit. But like, there's so many ways. Yeah, I know both of you. I saw both of you.
At least 2 mountains.
You can get away with 1.
Yeah, ask Derek how that went.
You can get away with 1.
Ask Derek how that
Your
went.
faithless looting or burning inquiry has to be really good if you're keeping a 1-lander.
I still would keep a 1-lander because you also have like Insolent Neonate and Voldaren Epicure and stuff too. So it's like I
am no stranger to keeping a 1-land
so
Epicure hand.
I think this would be one of those style decks again because it just all the cards just do the same things together, and it's just like
But I think your strongest starts are just your Faithless, Cathartic, and Burning Inquiry.
That's what I'm saying. Like you have any
Snacker or a Dredger and just go to town.
Yeah, any combination of those cards is just bonkers.
You say, especially if you're like Thomas said, you're discarding a Stinkweed Imp or a Sneaky Snacker there. Man, and I got to imagine it feels good, or I know it happened to me on coverage versus Derek. But before you even get to play your turn, or I guess I got to play a tap land, say go, but like turn 1 before your opponent does anything, you just get a Burning Inquiry, and you're like, hope you didn't like your hand too much.
Triple Thoughtseize.
Yeah, I mean, not even triple Thoughtseize. It's just like random. It's just
swap out 3 cards.
I say triple Thoughtseize. That was the joke back when the Hollow 1 deck first came out, like forever ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that was the joke. It was like you just triple Thoughtseize your opponent on turn 1. You just hit 3 lands and they just die.
And I want Burning Inquiries. I was looking at Burning Inquiries for this. They're expensive right now because of Modern.
Hopefully they're here, but before the weekend, somebody might borrow them.
And that's what I'm saying. But I know I could borrow some from Derek. Played them, so I know if I needed them, Derek was always like a homie. Let me borrow some stuff. Or I can borrow from Hippo too.
Like I just offered them. I'm not even going to be here.
I know.
Also, I have dibs on Derek's copy of the deck.
Fair. I'm not playing it this week. I am locked in.
You are locked
so
in.
anyone coming to Game Cave this weekend, pack your relics and your Bajuka Bugs. Do that.
I'll still win.
I'll still win. 4 Siege Smash, baby. Anyway, any other notes from this? It's great to see like we have like Fairies top 8.
I really want to talk about this
Turbofog.
mono red deck too.
Oh yeah, we should talk about the mono.
Not
red
the mono red
synthesizer
deck
list.
splashing.
Oh yeah, no.
Sneaky
All right, so
snacker.
so let's talk about this. So there are some iterations of the red deck now. We no longer have Kuldoth Rebirth. We have gone back to incorporating some number of the pingers back into the
Which,
strategy.
in like retrospect, I think is a really freeing band. I think it opens up a lot of decks to do even more dirtily things, but like even just shape the red decks into doing something more interesting.
Exactly. Like this is still a fast clock. Like this
Yeah.
is a lot of
like
the
you
stuff.
You can't do nothing.
No, like this is going back to a lot of the things that I like to do in mono red with the burn list. That's why I was playing with Pinger Burn last night and like just giving it a test run, see how it felt. It felt fine because I'm leaning into more Fire Blast, and that has some amount of fail rate just inherently because you're sacrificing so many mountains to try and play it for free. But this list is they're playing 4 Goblin Tomb Raiders, 4 Clockwork Percussionists, 4 Epicures, 4 Flame Breathers, and usually 2 to 3 Thermal Alchemists. So they have like 6 to 7, maybe even sometimes all the way up to 8 pingers, the 2 mana pingers. And then usually Epicures, Tomb Raiders, and Percussionists is your suite of 1-drops of choice. And then just synths and a bunch of burn spells and some number of the 2 mana like Reckless Impulse effects.
It's really cool that the Goblin Guide artifact package survived through the Kadoltha birth. Like, it's just proven that, like, because Clockwork Percussionist is just annoying to deal with. It's like, sometimes you really don't want to draw them the extra card. Like, that's annoying, but, like, you just can't let them smack you for one forever either, because especially in this version where it's like, they're happy playing that long game. Like, this version can play around a Weather Storm pretty well,
Yeah, I know your version tends to shy away from more of the creature aspect and focus more on like the Implement of Combustion and Fire Blast effects, which is just a lot more sustained damage over a game with the all the pingers that you have.
Right, and I went up to like kind of mimicking these 4 Flame Breathers plus 3 Thermal Alchemists, which like did have some awkwardness where Thermal Alchemist isn't going to trigger on my synths and implements, but it's totally fine.
But it's really good with Fire Blast.
It is very good with Fire Blast and Lava Darts and whatnot. I like being able to blank like the Wraths in the format. Like I don't want to make my opponents like Drown in Sorrows and Breath Weapons good. Because like yes, it means that my pingers are maybe slightly more susceptible to spot removal if I don't have all these 1-drops to try and like fight through that first. But the payoff is immense because then I just get to be like a control burn deck kind of, and that's kind of a fun way I like to play.
I don't remember who it was last night, but somebody said, or we were commenting on the Singleton like needle drop, and I don't remember who it was. I think it was Derek. It's like either you're playing a bunch of these or none of these. Like why one is just like kind of silly.
Yeah,
I would tend to agree with that.
Yeah,
like this is a velocity card, and if you're playing one, there's no velocity. Like
yeah, I can get behind that, especially if you're like if I wasn't at the time where I was like trying to figure out how many Thermal Alchemists I was going to play, and I ended up sticking with the one and the Festivities in the main deck. Still, that might not be necessary anymore, but it was totally fine.
I think it's good.
It is kind of like an interesting like fun of one of, but even it could just be like a pet card like Thomas still playing like the 1 Fire Blast, even though it was like terrible to flip off of like Impulse or whatever in some spots, or like you like sticking to the fire. You know what I mean?
It was still fine.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's like the card can only be like so terrible when it's like 1 mana replace itself too. But I get what you're saying because like it versus Lava Dart, it's if you have a pinger out, the Lava Dart's 4 damage versus the Needle Drop being 2 damage in a card. Like Lava Dart is drawing you another card. It's Lava Dart.
Essentially it's the same card again.
Right.
So
and there's also spots where you're like top decking and you hit Needle Drop and it doesn't do anything.
Exactly.
For like a turn. And then you draw and it's a mountain and it's still not going to do anything for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is like, a small percentage of the case.
Back in my day.
Dude, it's fun when Magic...
You played, was it Keldon Marauders and 4 Needle Drops in your deck?
Oh, yeah.
I was listening to another Magic podcast and they were kind of pooping on Pauper. Because they were saying, like, rares are really fun to play or whatever. Like, you don't get to play with the fun, like, rares and Pauper.
I listened to that, too.
You know what my thought was?
Hold on. But I want to hear your thought. But CCR and Lee, have us on. We want to catch you up to speed about what Pauper actually is now.
Yeah.
It looks different, you guys.
Yeah.
We love you, but, like, you kind of giving Pauper some shade it doesn't deserve.
Cards are a lot simpler. I will agree. Even like,
sure.
like which is I think is
But they're
a
not
cool
less
thing.
powerful.
No, exactly. My thing is, it's okay that cards can have downsides now, like Needle Drop or Fire Blast. There's spots where Fire Blast is obviously an insanely powerful card. It can never be in a standard format, but there is a downside to Fire Blaster playing it in like Reckless Impulse effects, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so it's fun when Magic cards have push and pull, and that's a really fun part of Magic.
Yeah.
And if you don't believe that the core concept of Magic the Gathering in attacking and blocking and drawing cards isn't fun enough, and like you need 20 lines of text, you know,
I don't.
You don't believe it's a fun.
No, I'm saying I don't. I'm saying I don't need that. In fact,
Yeah,
I'm quite.
yeah.
I think the only time where that's relevant for me is like, how busted can this cube card be?
Yeah, and fair, and like there are spots where I do like that.
But
This is just a nice.
But I love the very simplistic things that we get. It's like these things are very cut and dry.
Yeah, Magic, like Pauper still feels like a little like 2010s Magic era still to me, where it's like
looking at some lists, like some of these lists in this particular this top 8 even, like this is the style of stuff that I'm like, this feels like older formats to me.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah.
And that's the idea. That's what they were looking for. This fills that card. So,
but there's still like nonsense too to be had.
Oh, yeah, no,
Like,
no,
for
not
the
arguing.
filthy combo players.
well, I'm
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
you had. Well, when I meant back in the day, I do literally mean back in. The
no,
day.
yeah.
I'm
No, I
talking about
getcha.
like Peregrine Drake and things like that. This is what most of the high tide deck kind of
Yeah.
feels like. So,
And then, but just don't look at Refurbished Familiar.
yeah, that
Chrysalis.
card.
Or Writhing Chrysalis.
Yeah.
Yeah, just ignore those two cards specifically.
Those cards don't have downsides. When I was talking about cards having downsides, it's specifically Refurbished Familiar because like they even, what if they don't have a card to discard? Well, it'll draw you a card. It's like that was not needed. I was gonna play this anyway.
Shall we move on to Sunday?
Let's shall.
All right, April 6th, the Sunday Challenge had 77 players. Folks
Ooh.
are showing up in droves.
In tides.
And in tides, you might say. The tide is bringing them in. I will say, as I mentioned before, Luffy Do Chapeau de Paula, another top 16 here on Sunday with Grixis. We got a Boggles list down here, traditional dredge in top 16, but let's get into our top 8. In 8th place, Illuminati playing Mono Blue Terror. In 7th place, K Mario on Boggles. In 6th place, Poker's Wizard playing Mono Blue Terror, putting down the burn cards for a tournament there. In 5th place, Lab Magic, or is it IAM? No, it's Lab. Lab Magic on Grixis Affinity. In 4th place, Pepe Team playing Mono Blue Terror. In 3rd place, Gyu Gabo playing Mono Red Goblin Aggro, which is a sweet list.
It's not dead, Ian. It's not.
Yeah,
dead.
I was fixing to say Ian, take note.
in 2nd place, TSP Gendrek on Mono Blue Terror.
my
That's
God.
half of our top 8. And in 1st place, with a 9-1 record, Bong 0411 playing our new Mono Red Synth list. I'll pop in here to the 1st place list really quickly.
So-
They're leaning into the artifact synergies even more, getting to play a full set of Galvanic Blasts on top of that. Let me
But they're not
sure.
playing anything else that produces more artifacts. I don't know if the other deck. I
mean, they're
assume
just playing the Percussionist, the land, Epicure.
Yeah, the other list just
and
was not
Synth.
playing Galvanic.
Interesting.
Blast.
Huh.
I guess
They were
like,
playing. They were playing more impulse effects and the needle drop.
So this deck is only on 4 Rinse Resolve effects, whereas the previous deck was on 6.
Correct. And this one has also trimmed on a Thermo Alchemist as well.
We've
Okay.
removed the needle drop because again, I think that card's
Yeah.
either you're playing
Trim
all
that
of them or
down.
you're playing none of them.
Yeah.
But
But otherwise, it's basically the same list. A little like tighter sideboard of 4. Also 4. They're all running 4 Rays as well, which I think is really hot. Rays came up a lot in not so much a lot, but it came up in some neat spots.
I mean,
for
it makes
me.
sense. People were talking about how Ponza was so popular in the leagues and stuff. and-
yeah. But it
I-
like
Ponza,
didn't,
Tron.
but it didn't crack any of these top 8s.
No, Ponza
cracked
didn't.
It was quite a bit in the top 16 and top 32.
Well, I'm
you'll
saying
see
you
it.
didn't
Yeah,
crack any
yeah,
of the
yeah.
top 8s, which is
Yeah.
kind of weird. I guess like these red decks are just really strong against it too, and like I guess these terror decks as well.
There.
But yeah, this sideboard is very clean. 4 Rays, 4 Pyroblast, 4 Smash to Smithereens, which I thought was interesting, and 3 Relics.
And
So
there
very,
were-
very.
This is what we would call a
clean.
clean
Yes.
sideboard.
And there were a lot of even this challenge has 2 in the top 16 of the Gruul ramp decks, so it's like 5-2. They just lost it on breakers. They probably just picked up 2 early losses, and then like breakers are bad from there. So that's a good performance still from them.
Okay, looking at the mono blue terror lists, because we've got 4 out of 8 of our top 8. The 4th, 6th, and 8th place lists are all Discovern's first place list from Saturday.
This is just like the beginning of MH3,
Right?
like exact same thing.
But
happened.
the second place list from TSP Gendrek is really sick. They have trimmed on 2 of the Cryptic Serpents, which I'm a huge fan of trimming down a Cryptic Serpent, because playing like. Yes, it's copies 5 through 8 of your Tolarian Terror, but it costing blue and not having ward really comes up. Like, that's the one you don't want to draw multiple copies. If you have to have 2 of your like snakes in hand, you would hope it. The best case is 2 terrors, and after that it's terror and a Cryptic Serpent. If it's 2 Cryptic Serpents, like you can't play those out. You can't go back to back until turn 4 at the latest. So they're playing 2 Murmuring Mystics in the main over 2 of the Cryptic Serpents, which I think is really, really sick.
I love this triple Dispel in the main.
Yeah, and all that they're not playing the Spell Pierce, they're playing Dispel in the main.
Love that.
And the sleep, one of the Sleep of the Deads has also been moved over. Yeah, really, really sick. A couple of gut shots in the sideboard. Well, I was trying to think of this. What do we think? Is this like Delvers in the Mirror or
Delver or Fae, I think, is
like-
your biggest thing.
I mean,
Nobody's playing Fae though.
there's a couple of people playing Fae.
They don't
like,
know that though.
I don't know.
I mean, I
Like I think that's a terrible matchup for you though. So it's like might as well.
well, you could also look at it from the point of like, if it's a matchup I can't beat, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But if you're playing it,
I think it's hard, but it's not terrible.
Fae,
So you
Fae
should-
elves.
You could gut shot an elf, I
yeah, I guess
suppose,
elves
but-
is fine. But they also have like a bunch of X2s.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean,
Kind
but
of
I care about
embarrassing.
You care about
Priest
killing
and-
specific
a
ones.
priest and the Quirion.
Yeah, Kyrian Ranger is really bad.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Because this is my third choice between Pinger Burn, Mono Red Dredge, and playing Terror. These are my 3 choices for
My
Saturday.
advice is follow your heart. Like I think
I
you can do
recommend-
well with all 3. You will do well
You
with
will
either.
top
of them.
eight
I'll be
with any
fine.
of them.
I'll be fine with any
Yeah.
of them.
So whatever you are more excited to play.
Yeah.
So
Once again, anyone going to the Game Cave monthlies this weekend, pack your Relic of Progenitus.
That's so rude for exactly
I-
me.
Thomas is
Oh,
like,
it is not just for you,
I know,
Dragon.
but come
Thomas is
on.
living up his burn deck. Yes, pack those relics.
Yeah. I got my 2 Tormod's Crypts, baby. Let's look at this Mono Red Goblins deck.
Yes. oh my gosh.
This
Mog
thing
Fanatic.
is sick.
That makes me so happy to
This
see
list
Mog
is
Fanatic.
incredibly cool.
I'm just gonna read it. All
Or
right.
not Mog Flunkies, not Mog Fanatic.
Okay, I'm gonna read this list out. All right, we got 4 Goblin Bushwhacker, because Rebirth got banned doesn't mean Bushwhacker got banned. 2 Goblin Sledders, which is the one where the 1 mana 1/1 where you can sacrifice a goblin, give target creature +1/+1. You can get really tricky in combat with that. Mog Raider, which is essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
So we have 4 copies of that. Essentially, we have 4 Goblin Blast Runner, which is the menace and sacrifice one. 4 Voldaren Epicures, which is not a goblin.
Honorary
but it's
goblin.
an honorary goblin Voldaren Epicure. 4 Goblin Tomb Raiders. We've got 2 Mog War Marshal, which is the 2 mana 1/1 that makes a 1/1 token when it enters and dies or leaves, I suppose.
So is Echo.
Because it has Echo, yes. 4 copies of Mog Flunkies, which is the 2 mana 3/3 that cannot attack or block during a turn
Needs a friend.
in which no other. Oh, that's the
It
old
can't
text.
attack or block alone.
Can't attack or block alone. Yes. 4 copies of Founder Street Denizen, which is the 1 mana 1/1 that gets +1/+0 every
is
time a red creature
exciting.
enters. That's pretty sick.
That's exciting.
And 4 Burning Tree Emissary, which is the 2 Gruul hybrid mana 2/2 from Gatecrash that got downshifted within the last couple of years. When it enters, you add red-green to your mana pool. 4 Lightning Bolts, 3 Goblin Grenades, 2 Fire Blast, 17 lands, 4 of which are Great Furnace.
You are not sitting comfortably at like 15 life against this deck.
Nope.
You should be
No.
worried if you're at 15.
Yep.
Because you imagine like just, all right, float 2 red, fire blast you for 4, and then like goblin grenade you twice. That's 14. Like that's not out of the realm of possibility at
No.
all.
Also, just on the more tame end of things, like even I was just impressed with like, oh, you can Burning Tree Emissary into Mog Flunkies. That's 5 power for 2 mana. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Across 2 bodies.
Yeah.
It's pretty powerful. Again, that's not even like the upper echelon of what you can do in the deck.
But
That's
if you
just,
have a Foundry Street Denizen on turn 1, I mean,
yeah,
you put a
oh,
Burning
Foundry
Tree.
Hit for
Denizen is
3.
such a sick card. Oh god, that's probably my favorite creature in the deck.
Maybe you need to sleeve up this deck.
This deck is very cool. I would actually enjoy playing this. This looks fun to me.
What? I have never seen this card in the sideboard. Goblin Caves, one
I
red,
own a copy of this card.
one red, enchant land. If target land is hilarious.
That's from the dark.
If target land is a basic mountain, all goblins gain +0/+2.
This card beats all
Wow.
this card beats all the sweepers.
That's funny.
Card just beats the sweepers.
Yeah, it
like
does.
what red deck is playing ways to remove this? They aren't.
No.
What black deck is playing ways to remove this? They aren't.
Just like
This
Guardians
card
or
just
whatever,
actually
but,
stone
like,
cold hoses sweepers
it's pretty
Yeah.
funny.
on its own.
Unless you raise the land that it's on.
Sure, if you're playing a mirror match, you can raise the land. I'm talking about like what red deck's gonna have like a way to like remove an enchantment.
Yeah.
Like realistically,
That's
that
true.
would have been playing like Breath Weapon or Drown in Sorrow
Yeah.
or like any of those cards. Like none of those do anything into the face of this. It's like this is hilarious.
That is a really funny magic card. Sick list
awesome.
looks really
Yeah,
fast. Bunch of
Big
dinky
big
creatures.
congrats here. A quick scan of the rest.
Glad to see Rakdos Madness like popping in here is doing well. It's been in a couple top 16s here. I think it was on 9th in this challenge too. It looks like Rakdos Madness playing 1 Lightning Axe. Just kind of cool.
Got to kill those tears.
You gotta kill those
true.
terrors. Gotta kill that Chrysalis.
Yeah, I mean, a pretty solid, and I will say, not a ton. Like, not outside of like, I think there are 3 Grixis Affinity lists in top 8s across the weekend. Other than that, there's no other refurbished familiar, and there's no Writhing Chrysalis
Yeah,
to be
not a
seen.
single Writhing
Jund
Chrysalis in the-
Wildfire did not
No.
do nearly what I thought it might do.
Which is very interesting. I mean, that's something that I think is kind of like it's that natural like combo or like bigger, combo or ramp decks kind of going bigger than like the mid-range / control decks in theory. And I guess we're kind of seeing that across the board with, and then these tempo decks can kind of like sweep up in underneath all of it. I don't know. It's interesting.
0 Writhing Chrysalis in the
Yeah.
top in all the top 8s.
All the
which
top
is
8s,
cool. And that
yeah.
might change next week and stuff. And it might just be like people were excited to play some new cards. But again, we saw like a lot of Ponza. Like you look at any of these challenges and you'll see 2 or 3 Ponzas in or monsters Ponzas, whatever you want to call it, in the top 16. So they were just right there. Like they did well. Lots of like 4-2, 5-2s, whatever, or 4-2s with them. So
For sure.
they didn't do like terrible, but like you said, we didn't see a lot of Jund Wildfires. I thought I saw one. Oh no, I looked at a league dump and there's a few Wildfires in the league dump. That's
I
what
did
got confused.
sleeve up Jund Wildfire off of one of the like league dumps that happened. I think it was the first one. I played some pickup games against our buddy Carson on the mirror, and I just got rolled. It's like, oh, who just drew better? Who drew more Chrysalis?
All right, so we see like the impacts of the unbans already. Like we see Prophetic Prism like making its way. We see a little bit of resurgence in Tron, like a little bit. Like we'll see Tron like in the top 16 usually like once a week or whatever.
Yeah.
But seeing it more consistently in the top 8 this week. And I think that's a huge combination with the Rebirth getting banned as well.
Yes.
And also Bird Scale getting banned, because from what I've heard, that matchup was also very, very, very
it's
miserable.
so bad.
So, like, it's a good time to be a Tron deck. And the Tron deck never played the Deadly Dispute, so if, like, there's going to be less of that going on, which not really, but there's, like, that's one less thing to contest you there, too.
Yeah, you're just like, the format's probably roughly a turn slower, excluding, like, High Tide. So that really helps, like, the Tron deck.
And then the High Tide ban kind of speaks for himself there. It kind of unbans the deck High Tide, and we have a new uninteractive combo deck a little bit.
Yeah, and I know that I've professed my hatred of combo decks for the most part. I'm fine having a combo deck like this in the format. Yes, it does put people to the test. It makes people have what they need to have to beat it.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I think what did I say last week? I think I said I'm interested to see what this does. I maintain that I'm interested to see what evolution takes place. I think this is like the list that they have already come up with looks pretty much like what's going to what it's going to be. Like all the spells do the thing that they need to do with each other, but specifically because you have to like really lean into psychic puppetry. Otherwise, really, you're not really doing anything with it. So, but I still think it's a good deck to have around.
Yeah, I think it's the kind of combo deck that appeals to a very specific type of Magic player, as opposed to like Brood Scale being like, oh, it's just like a quick creature combo that slots very easily in among all these other like generally mid-rangey good cards like Malevolent Rumble, Deadly Dispute, Writhing Chrysalis.
It was Splinter Twin.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's just like,
Yeah.
and any Magic player at some point has played with cards or decks like that, like going all in. Like you look at these High Tide lists, it's all instants and sorceries, and there are a lot of Magic players who just won't touch a deck like that just because they don't, like you're saying, like you don't like that style deck personally. And like even if it comes out that that's like the most quote like broken thing you can be doing, whether or not it shows up that way in a meta share or not, like there will still just be people who just won't touch it, or it'll just be like a niche community of combo players who like are really into it. You know, like we mentioned Hunter, our friend in our local play group a lot. He's a big combo head. Like Kali Kai's, like there's a bunch of people who are like really into combo, and it's cool that they have another like toy to play with.
Yeah, this has got like Bryant Cook, Kali Kai's written all over it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
they're combo
cooking.
players.
They're
Like
cooking.
combo players of the format, just like for them.
Yeah.
And now it's just like a kind of wait and see. It's like, how bust is this going to be? Is this going to be like a menace to the format? And I don't know. I haven't like had much exposure to it quite yet, so I don't know the counterplay to it really. Besides like the standard bearer relic.
I think I jokingly said that I would play if this were like one of the better deck, like the High Tide deck were one of the better decks to play. I think I said I would play like Boros Bully because it gets to play like Faithless Looting and Thrilling Discovery or whatever.
Yeah,
and you just play like 8 blast effects main, and you can just get rid of them at will in other matchups. But you're not gonna lose. Tied in that way.
The Deadly Dispute ban, we see the mid-range decks like Grixis Affinity and like not in the challenge, but Jund Wildfires, we see it has popped up quite a bit in the 5-0 dumps, and we just see these decks replacing Deadly Dispute with the next best effect. Like Grixis is happy playing the Reckoner's Bargain as 3 of them because it plays the Mirror Enforcers, the game of 7 life. Like Fog is playing the Fanatical Offering as a 4 of. I think it's playing 4/4/3 actually, just because that deck needs to draw cards, but
It does.
Like that likes to make the trinket tokens, like Affinity likes to make the trinkety tokens. I think the map will probably be like the next default one just because it chains into the next Deadly Dispute effect. Deadly Dispute was really good because it made a treasure to Deadly Dispute away again.
Yeah, that was also really, really powerful.
That's what I imagine.
And map does the same thing. Like the Fanatical Offering does something. Not Fanatical Offering. Why could I count? Wait, which one is it? Fanatical
Offering is the map one.
Okay, I always get them confused in my head. An Offering does like the same thing. It just gives you another trinket thing to sack away for your next offering, and I think that's pretty overlooked.
Oh no, that was like part of the reason to play. I mean, that was like part of the appeal of playing the Dispute because say you just filter your treasure into another one. If that was like your only quote trinkety thing that you had to play, you just do the same thing. Yeah. Same thing works here.
Because that was a problem with Fog, where I didn't have anything in Deadly Dispute away before.
That was one of the concerns. Yeah, I mean, you just have to have like. I mean, it doesn't really play that many actual artifacts, which is kind of funny. I mean, it plays like what?
Fog?
8? Yeah, it plays 8 actual like.
Yeah.
Pieces of cardboard that are actually put into play.
Yeah. Well, you have like your Colony Gardens, which are really nice
12.
for it, and then
12,
most of the time I was sacrificing treasures from Heapgate, like later in the game.
Makes sense.
Yeah. What was the other one? We talked about that Rebirth, how it just kind of opens up Burn to do more interesting things, and it kind of feels like there's like 2 paths now. It's like this Goblin deck looks like it has fun legs, and then like the Rin's Resolve style Burn. Yeah. And then you can think about how heavy do I want to be in Burn versus how heavy do I still want to mess around with this Goblin Guide package. And
also because depending on which variants of these decks that you expect to play against, your sideboard options can look different based on which variant of it that you want to play against. Like one card may be quite good against the creature version, but is not very good against the burn style version.
Right. Like Weather the Storm versus Breath Weapon kind of deal.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of Pauper to be played. It looks fun.
It's true.
Looks fun. We don't touch it. No, I'm kidding.
I'm
Tom,
very excited to play our monthlies on Saturday.
You even played
so-
Pauper in
I'm
forever
so
too. haven't
I
you?
specifically took requested the day off from work for that
good.
to be like my
So
weekend day or whatever.
I'm so
Good.
jealous.
I'm very excited.
I'm jealous of you. You get to play Tarkir Limited.
Yeah, you're gonna
Tarkir
play
Limited
the sealed
fun.
the sealed event at
Yes, I know, but
Showcase-
I'm also
what,
still
Spotlight
very
series. Tarkir
yeah. I'm
in
gonna
Denver.
play the Spotlight series in Denver.
What are we at on time for recording?
We're approaching 1:15.
Yeah.
Probably not even talk about spoilers this episode.
We could talk about a couple of cards. There aren't a ton to talk about.
No, how
We
many
can
did
save
y'all have?
I mean, I haven't written them down, to be honest.
I have a couple in mind that I want to talk about. Let's talk about the common Omen Dragons as a whole.
I have 11 of them.
We
Okay.
have all right, let's talk about the common Omen Dragons. So we played a bunch of pre-releases over the weekend too. I played one, Cameron, you played a couple, and James, you also did a
played
draft
one.
event.
Well, I played one pre-release and then did
Yes.
a draft event with our friends. Yeah.
Yeah, so our friend Dan hosted a little draft camp with James was there, a handful of other friends were there.
Yeah.
To kind of prepare, do a little extra preparation for Denver because Dan is going, Centillus is going,
I'm going.
you're going, our friend Ellison is going. So we got some practice in.
Yeah.
And Dan makes a great pork butt. So
Facts, he did.
yes. So the Omen Dragons. So there's a cycle of common dragons that cost anywhere from 5 to 6 mana themselves to cast, but they also have omens on them. They look like an adventure spell tacked onto a creature.
Cool.
Yeah.
But
I will
cool
admit I
wizards.
hate the templating of these cards.
That was not. I had a couple newer players like set them aside like an adventure, and I'm like, I got shuffled in. They're like,
Hell, I did it myself.
and they're like, no, it doesn't. And it was a showcase one, and I'm like, I had to pull out the Oracle text, but yeah, it does.
Yes, it does. So the
Yeah, I did it too at the beginning.
so I like the white one, the red
yeah.
one, and the green one specifically for Pauper. I think the blue one is the blue one is 2 mana, tap a creature, draw a card, and then it's a 6 mana 4/4 flyer, ward 2. I don't think that's not really doing anything here. And the black one is a 6 mana 3/5 flying death touch. When it enters, you get to exile a couple cards out of a graveyard, which is like kind of okay. But its omen is 1 and a black for sorcery to put a +1/+1 counter on a creature and then draw a card. Like that's just like not very big. That's like not very impactful. The white one is Riling Dawnbreaker.
This one, however.
Yes,
is
4 and a
quite
white.
good.
4 and a white for a 3/4 flying vigilance. At the beginning of combat on your turn, another target creature you control gets a +1/+0 until end of turn. That's not necessarily the part that I like. What I like, or I think what we like, is the omen is 1 and a white for a sorcery that just makes a 2/2 white soldier creature token.
Yep.
So you just basically can never deck with these
In
omens,
theory,
essentially.
yes.
In theory, if you just make a 2/2.
if your opponent's not
anytime
messing
this
with
draw.
you can't.
Right. If you set up some like control or fog plan or whatever it is, and this can just be your inevitability engine of just like I just have a 2/2 over and over and over again.
Yep.
Like it's something interesting to think about. I certainly don't think it's at like the upper echelons of power level in the format, but it's something cool to
Yeah,
think
my
about.
brain went to something like Coggates.
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
where my brain went initially for that card specifically.
Yeah. The
You're just
red
playing
one.
like just a control, like you're just like a mid-rangey control deck. That's just like an inevitable card that you might get through your deck. Who knows?
And
like how long the game goes.
They're interesting too because the later the game goes, like if you are playing a control deck like Coggates, the later the game goes, the more gas you'll have left in your deck, depending how many omens you're playing, and that's like a real thing. With these, so like in a controlling deck, it's like interesting. Like something like Coggates, it really does only play like 4 counter spells though, so you can't like Coggates was a good deck, maybe coming back too because it could close the game quite fast with the games package. So I don't know if it like needs the inevitability.
No, it may not necessarily.
it would
but that
be-
was the first thing that popped in my head.
it would kind of be its own kind of like just stall out the game, maybe like prismatic strands.
No,
and
but I agree.
That sort of deck.
I agree with you, Thomas. When I saw these, like, the first thing I thought was, how do I get to a point where these are the only cards left in my library?
Basically, yeah.
Stream your. Well, the cool thing is you can stream yourself, and even if you hit them,
Yeah.
you can just put them back in your deck with other copies. Like put the
with the stream of thought.
Yeah, put the stream of thought. But like
yeah.
put the actual cards back in your deck with
the replication. Yep.
The red one is 4 and a red for a 3/3 flying haste. It killed me in my final match of pre-release. One, and it also has 1 and a red for fire breathing, basically. 1 and a red fire breathing. This creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Its omen is 1 and a red for flush out. It's a sorcery. Discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards. So this is interesting, where it's not quite the raw rate of something like Cathartic Reunion. That's 1 and a red sorcery, discard 2, then draw 3 to like start pitching, like specifically for the mono red dredge list. I'm thinking about this, where maybe you split the difference because it's another creature if you just mill stuff off the top for your Lotleth Troll count. So it just like kind of keeps your creature count consistently high, but it's still one of your 2 mana draw spells, and then it shuffles back into your deck for when you're dredging cards, and then it is a creature in your graveyard.
There's an argument that you could play this over something less random, like the Burning Inquiry. Like if you don't if you don't like how random Burning Inquiry can just get you, like sometimes you can just screw yourself. Like it does happen. But this provides you the opportunity for your own selection of it. I do kind of like that. If that's the case, and I do like your call out.
No, I think it's interesting.
If you like call out of like it helps your Lotless Giant count, that's a huge game.
Yeah, I think that card's really cool. I would look at like trying to squeeze at least 2 copies into the dredge list as it stands right now, at least to like try it and see how it plays out. Yeah. The green one I also really like. So 4 and a green for a 3/3 flyer. When it enters, you gain 3 life, which is like really relevant in the limited environment. It also could even come up in Pauper potentially. But its omen is a single green mana for a sorcery to search for a basic, put it into your hand, and then you shuffle this away. Which I think this is the best design of the omens, because you are searching your library and shuffling, so you just get to put it right back in as you shuffle. It's so clean.
That's clean.
It's
clean.
Like this one.
We're not talking about a deck list. This is a clean design.
I think this one is really cool also for like decks that care about creature count, like Dredge, where like if maybe something like this, think of it like a generous Ent kind of, where it's you pay 1 mana, you go get a land, and then it shuffles back in your graveyard, so it's not like super hitting your creature count as much as Generous Ent immediately goes to the graveyard, so it is different, but it's like close enough. It's like if a deck really wanted that type of thing and you don't want to play any of the other cyclers for any reason.
So my question is, what would make it was a 3/3 flyer, right?
It's a 3/3 flyer.
Yeah, why would you play I'll just use Generous Ent for example.
Yeah.
It's like why on earth would you play a 3/3 when you could just put a 5/7 into play? For the same mana, correct?
1 more mana for Generous Ent, but it's basically
the rate is
it doesn't really matter. No. I think this is like, if you specifically want creature, that you only want Sagu Wildling if you need your creature count to be at a certain level, and you want like the Attune with Aether effect of just like go get a land. Like the Terror deck in Standard does this with like Bushwhack and Analyze the Pollen, just go cast a spell, get a basic, but that is also trying to put spells in the yard as well. So it's like, I don't know. It's
what deck wants this over Generous Ent?
I'm not suggesting that the deck exists. I'm just saying it's interesting to think about.
Okay.
All right.
I would totally agree with you on the red one. I think the
red one is the best of the bunch. And then the white one is really interesting to think about, and I think this green one is like a reasonable role player, but the type of deck that it wants to be in does not exist at this time.
Yes.
I really like Salt Road Pack Beast.
That card is very good.
It's 5 and a white for a creature beast. The spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature you control. This creature enters, draw a card, and it's a 4/3. So
yes, really good card.
Seems like it kind of just slots in the mono white.
If mono white is a good deck, then it could. But my fear is that you're going to play like there are a lot of games with mono white where you just like are stuck on like 2 creatures, and this just is going to rot in your hand.
This is why they banned Godolpha. Right here, it would have been too good. They
actually that card would be very sick with
it. Would be really cool. It'd be kind of cool. Just like Boros list.
Yeah, some like Boros Rights or something.
Yeah,
I think this is a cool card for like go whitey decks like such as mono white.
Battle Screech.
That card and Battle Screech are best friends.
Yes.
Yep. Agreed.
I'd like to put 4 creatures into play and then cast my one mana 4/3 that draws a card.
And I had another quick white card, Mardu Devotee. If any of a Devotee saw play, I think it would be this one because it's a white mana for a 1/2 creature human scout. When it enters, scry 2. And when you can pay 1 mana and you can filter it into either 1 red, white, or black for
That's
Mardu
kind
the
of a
Plan.
cool option if you like didn't want to play inspectors. If you just want to like look for more specific cards instead of just getting the actual card
And we
Or
saw
the artifact.
we
If
learned
you don't care about the artifact
that
too,
too.
this
Also,
is
like
also
the
interesting.
filter color is really cool in the decks. Like you and Austin like to play like those like Mardu like
synth
synthesizer
decks.
decks.
Mardu
yeah.
synthesizer deck's really cool. You can
Yeah.
do like the Mardu Rat Lock deck if it needs
Because-
extra help doing
Also,
that.
like
But
sometimes.
those decks really care about your artifact count too, so it's like Prophetic Prism.
Well, I'm saying, yeah, I agree. The Prophetic Prism should see more play than it currently is, but like getting to like there's like lots of times where like Borosynth will play like a synthesizer and then flip a card of a color you didn't have in play, where this kind of
Yeah.
fixes that issue, which would be kind of cool.
And we learned from our buddy Jacob how good Scry 2 is and why Limbus is better than Ichor Wellspring. Because that Scry 2 is just way more important than the card.
Scry 1 and draw.
Scry 2.
Or Scry 1, yeah.
I was like, this thing is Scry 2.
But Scry 2 versus the Treasure from Thraben is the comparison I'm making.
clue,
it to now.
yeah.
Yeah. But I'm just yanking his chain now.
He'll never hear this.
Huh?
He'll never hear
I
this.
know.
I want to chat about Ringing Strike Mastery. This is a single blue enchantment aura. So we've had to play things like Unable to Scream and Bind the Monster for a time. This is along the lines of those effects. So it's an aura that enters, it taps the enchanted creature and it keeps it tapped. But it has the buyout that the enchantment creature has 5 generic mana to untap this creature, which is a big cost, but
hate this card.
not a cost that is like impossible for your opponent to like pay at some point. So that is the awkward bit to work around. But if you don't want to take damage from something like Bind the Monsters, and you're a deck like Fairies who just wants to just get something out of the way and you're going to keep them in check. But honestly, the reason that the thing that you have to think about though is the reason that Fairies was primarily playing Bind the Monsters going into like the
not
Pauper
to
Gun
take
before,
damage.
it was to tap down Writhing Chrysalis, and Writhing Chrysalis decks don't really have a problem with paying 5 mana.
And not even that they don't
So-
care about attack. Because you have to pay 5 mana to attack for every time. If you're paying 5 mana to untap your Chrysalis, I can't even say the card anymore. I ruined my brain.
You
If you're
just
paying-
won't attack with it.
Exactly.
It'll
It's
just sit
just it did its job. It's then you're looking at it as a fairy player and you're like, nice.
there. Huh. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I think I think it's another one to add to that arsenal, and if there's a deck where you want it and maybe you have a way to shut down them paying that mana in some other way, great, and then it doesn't hurt you. But like Bind the Monsters, a totally fine option still.
Yeah, I mean, all those like cards are kind of like I have different aspects that make them better than one another in one way or another.
Yeah.
We have I have a couple other blue cards too. I'm gonna rattle off real quick. Focus the Mind I think is very interesting. It's 4 to blue for an instant. The spell costs 2 less to cast if you cast another spell this
I do
turn.
like this card.
Then it's draw 3 cards and discard a card.
Yeah, I do like this
You
card.
could easily Thought Scour on their instep and like Terror, and then you have a 3 mana draw 3 discard. Like that's sick.
That's pretty cool.
Like the deck already plays like I think it's gonna keep the deep analysis slot just because you can mill it and it's still really
Right.
really good as a deep analysis. So maybe not Terror is the best option, but like something like Cog Gates, where it's like you're passing the turn of a late game of Cog Gates with 5 mana. Like you get a lot of mana in Cog Gates eventually. So something with Cog Gates where you can hold up a counter spell, then 3 mana, play this to draw 3 and discard a card and keep your hand filled up is really cool. Something like Dimir Control.
Yeah, I like that pitcher sneaky snacker.
Yes, that's really cool because Hippo, how many times have you
It
passed
also it's
with
another draw
5
3.
mana
It's
into
another
your
straight up
control?
draw 3 in the snacker deck too.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, then this triggers snackers on their turn too. Yeah, this is a sick card of snacker. And
That's
Dimir
really
control.
cool.
I really
Yeah, that's
like
great.
that.
I didn't think that deep with it. I
Yeah, no, I
saw
like-
it
Look at
because
that.
I'm like we have brainstorm blah blah blah. But
Oh, no,
like there are
I
applications.
think I just like that card in the limited, or you just even the limited format. And when you like a card in a limited format like that, you're like, where else does this go?
Yeah.
Right.
Because we've had
Right.
that. I mean, we've had that come up in the past where it's like,
Yeah.
this card is busted in the limited format, got to be good in another format. And
Gonna
turns
be
out
good
it
somewhere
is.
else. Sick.
I have 2 more blue cards if y'all didn't have any. They're real quick. They're
Go
really
for it.
fast.
Nothing else stood out to me.
Humbling Elder. It's a 1 mana 1/2 creature human monk flash. When this creature enters, target creature opponent gets target creature an opponent controls gets -2/-0 until end of a turn.
It's just
Brian Barrow Intruder.
Brian Barrow Intruder, yeah.
It just
Same thing.
It replaces the gnome in the sideboard though, because this is a human and it helps you turn on your
Yeah,
one mines.
yeah. If you want,
So-
if you do want extra copies,
of,
yeah.
of one mind.
I think it just that cockwork gnome or whatever, it just replaces
The
it because
Cogwork
it's a
Wrestler,
human.
yeah.
Because you don't have trouble getting your non-humans, you have trouble getting your humans. So there you go.
Yep.
Have fun. Unending Whisper.
Just
blue.
like Whispers of the Mute card.
Blue.
Oh yeah, this one too. Yeah,
Blue. Just one blue, not
single blue.
not blue. Sorry.
No, single
Blue.
blue mana.
Sorry, every time you said it's a blue, so it sounded like blue.
Single blue mana.
Blue, draw a card, harmonize, 5 and a blue. You may cast this card from your graveyard for its harmonize cost. You may tap a creature you control to reduce that cost by X, where X is its power, then exile the spell. So if you mill this over in terror and you have a terror out, you could tap your terror, pay a blue, and draw a card if you so well pleased to. That doesn't seem like a play pattern I love, but
You can do it.
But
value's
you can do it.
value.
I guess you can do it on the turn that you cast.
Play
terror.
the terror, exactly.
That's
We're not
better.
talking about
Yeah,
that.
but you usually want to block with the terror the turn you play it.
Usually.
From experience.
Yeah, usually.
So I'm less high on this card, but I do see that it.
I just wanted to point out the obvious synergy.
Yeah, it's like a think twice. Kind of.
I just thought, a little. I had one red card that I was actually really excited about. Shock Brigade, 1 and a red for a creature Goblin Soldier, 1/3 menace, and mobilize 1. So when this creature attacks, create a tapped and attacking 1/1 red creature token, sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step. I like this card because of Foundry Street Denizen. I saved that card yesterday on my phone because you just go Foundry turn 1, that turn 2, swing in for 2, and every turn you're at least getting 1/1 attacking. And this is a 1/3 menace.
So it's always like a 2-power.
Look how
You can
good.
cast enough of Burning Tree Emissary.
Look how good Kari Zev was in Standard.
Yeah.
I played a lot of that card.
And this,
I
this
played
is-
it in Pioneer.
yeah, I played in Cube. This is just kind of very similar, except for it's a 1/1 over a 2/1. But it synergizes really well with cards like Foundry Street Denizen, Impact Tremors, Molten Gatekeeper when creatures entering.
So there are lots of like falter effects to play in the format, like Magmatic Chasm and things of that nature.
Yeah, make your opponent's creatures not block. Effects. Yeah,
I love that. I think that's a thing that might start to see.
And I just
a
like
little
we
bit
didn't
of
have.
play.
I don't think Pauper's really had a 2-mana body that makes a body every turn. So like I think that's a new effect for this format, and it's something to pay attention to. And like that just got
That's
my
fair.
wheels spinning.
Okay.
yeah.
Like because we have like
no.
Raise the Alarm makes 2 bodies. Like if you untap with this, it makes 2 bodies. You know,
Yeah.
because itself and then the 1/1, and then every turn after that, it's just another one. If you're synergizing with like the Foundry or Impact Tremors or whatever, I think it's cute. I just think it's neat.
In green, we have another one of these 2-mana green little dorky creatures that Dredge likes to play.
I like
Yeah.
it.
I don't know if it makes the cut over anything that exists, but we have
It's
we
the
have
same-
lots of options.
It's the same card.
It's Enoch Wayfarer. It's 1 and a green for 1/1. When it enters, you mill 3. You can put a land from among them into your hand, and if you don't, you get to put a +1/+1
It's
counter on this
literally
creature.
Blanchwood Prowler.
Yeah. So
Same card.
we have copies 5 through 8 there.
We also have like this. What is the
Serval
Druid's
Landred.
Super-
But that
yeah,
only triggers when it dies.
Yeah, I mean, you're more pressed to block at that point too.
Yeah, I'd rather just have it on ETB than a death trigger, though, I think.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
But does Circle the Injured does mill 4 or mill 1?
MILF.
Oh, okay. So, I thought green had some really interesting cards too. Champion of a Dozens, 2 and a green for a 4/2 trample. Human Warrior, I don't know why I read it like that. Renew, 1 and a green, exile this card from your graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on, and a trample counter on target creature, activate as only as a sorcery. I like it.
Green
And
just sucks as an aggressive color in this format, other than like ramp.
that's what I'm saying. I like this in ramp.
Interesting.
Like, I think it's a cool card in ramp. Like, saw.
Would you play this over like the crew shock card? Is like in that style. It was like
I think this would replace I don't know if it replaces the 2/3 drops that Gruul already plays. But like this is interesting because the value this gets you later is putting a trample counter on your Writhing Chrysalis. Like, because you can't just ignore a 4/2 with trample forever.
it puts a trample counter on it.
Yeah, it puts
Yeah.
I missed that part.
I
of it.
really
Oh,
like
okay.
this
Puts
card.
a +1/+1 counter and a trample counter.
Oh, I missed that part. Okay, I'm more interested.
Yeah, and a 4/2 is you
You're
can't
passing
ignore
it on turn 2 with your elf.
And yeah, and we saw
Maybe it's like just a different kind of green aggressive deck that plays, instead of just Arbor Elf, they also play like some Llanowar Elves or whatever, and they just like ramp into
and
stuff.
I've been so impressed by like
aggressive.
Teasdale from the Casting Commons podcast, like his version of the Gruul Monsters deck, where it's just like you're really leaning into like almost being mono green and just
it's much more of an aggressive deck.
And I like this card in that style of the deck too. Same thing, Sagu Pummeler, 3 and a green.
This card's aggressively costed.
Yeah, 3 and a green for a creature beast 4/4 reach. Get those sneaky snackers. Renew for 4 and a green. Exile this card from your graveyard. Put 2 +1/+1 counters and a reach counter on target creature. Activate owns with sorcery. So more to renew than the previous card, but 4 mana for 4/4 reach is pretty cool, I think.
Yeah, that card, even just in the limited format, that card's quite impressive.
Yes, it is.
It's like it's just a 4. It's just like on
4
rate.
mana 4/4.
On rate is insane for that card.
Yep.
And
It's just how
And then
green
it
is
just has
now.
more, and then it just has more text on the back end. Cool.
And then I got one more for green. Dacia Earthcarver, 5 and a green, creature elephant druid, 4/4 reach. When this creature enters, it endures 3, so put 3 +1/+1 counters on it, or create a 3/3 white spirit token. So 2 bodies is pretty cool for 6 mana, or the 3 counters for a 7/7 reach. I could imagine cascading to this into an Annoyed Allosaur and being quite happy, but it not having trample as a big 7/7 like makes me not the biggest fan of it, but I don't want to just not call out the stompy cards and be wrong again.
Yeah, we've missed that one a couple times.
Yeah. And that is all that I really
Yeah.
want to point out from
I
spoilers.
love that, and we don't have to go into it, but I love that, and it actually makes sense with the way the format plays out. Not a lot of multicolored cards to be mentioned here because they're really hard to cast.
Yeah. Or just not worth
And
it.
that's what I'm saying. It's like there's not a lot. Like, how many like actual factual multicolored cards are actually played in the format? Off the top of my head, it's like 2.
That are 3 color?
It's like no. Well, even just multicolored.
Even just multicolored.
Even just multicolored.
Because
It's
like you
2.
can't count Sneaky
I'm
Snacker.
not counting Sneaky Stacker.
I was counting that as one of them.
Oh yeah, well you're
I'm
not really
not
casting
counting
Sneaky
it.
Snacker.
No, I'm saying, but that's like one of the like.
It's like
ignoring
Chrysalis.
ignoring effect. Like that's a card that people we're gonna play. It's like a card that is good
Right.
on its own.
Right.
Like it's still fine. But other one is like
Chrysalis, maybe blue-black control decks play like an
Agony
Agony Warp. Yep.
Cole. Like how many multicolored cards realistically are played? I mean, Boggles plays like
Yeah,
whatever,
the
the
Armadillo,
Armadillo
cloak.
cloak.
Sure.
But I think a lot of that is from like modern play design, where they don't want super wordy cards at common. They have said that they are straying away from having very wordy cards at common, and common should be very evergreen mechanics, set
I
mechanics.
agree. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, and like a lot of these like current ones in the set just don't really cut it.
And like a lot of the on power cards and that are common for limited are cards that are just like on rate with a keyword, and that's not good enough for Pauper most of the time. So that's why like we don't see a lot of break in Pauper,
Yeah.
because lightning bolt is a hard bar to clear.
We got a new format. This is a new format.
Brand new.
Feels like
It
it.
feels like a new format.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited.
With like vibes from an older format from
Yeah.
like several months ago
Yeah,
or
this
last
looks cool.
year at this point, I guess. But
exciting bands. I like the
This-
unbans with the
yeah,
bands.
like
because-
a year ago. It feels like
That-
kind of close to the format we had
That
a year
red
ago.
deck makes me feel something from many years ago, but
Yeah.
Mog with the
with all those like goblin
Mog
particular
Funkies or whatever.
cards, yeah,
That card's
that makes me
awesome.
feel something from many years ago.
If you made it this far, thank you so much for listening. If you got any questions for us, you can email those to us at commongroundmtgpod@gmail.com. That'll be in the description below. Or you could join our Discord. We got a pretty cool community. We're pretty chatty in there. It's pretty great. Got great people. You can talk to a lot of the people we reference in the pod, just because Pauper is about community, so we're going to reference the community. Gosh
right.
darn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also want to give a shout out to a member of our Discord, Alec. He has organized a Pauper tournament for June 14th in the Wisconsin area. It's in Clinton, Wisconsin. It's called the Pauper Uncini Magic the Gathering Tournament. You can check it out. We'll include the link. It's on June 14th. We also have the West Coast Pauper Open that's coming up with Laughing Dragon that you can check out. We've included the details for a few weeks in a row. That's in a couple weeks coming up. We have our monthly this coming Saturday. If you're in Middle Tennessee, stop by the Game Cave this Saturday the 12th. We kick off at noon. Yes?
It's always at noon.
Yes, we kick off at noon.
I think so. Yeah.
Should be at noon.
Anybody,
Check the website. Buy your tickets.
Anybody who happens to be in Chicago, you can come find me. I will
Denver?
be-
Yeah,
or
if you're
Chicago.
Chicago.
Whatever city that
Well, if
I'm
you're in Denver, if you're in Denver for the Spotlight series, go find James and pester him to play some Pauper with you.
Hippo flies out in Chicago. Where is everybody?
Yeah, that would have been really bad. I'm like, well, I booked the wrong flight. Yeah, if you're there, come say hi. I will be there. Hopefully, I'm winning.
Alrighty.
Yes?
I think that's it.
That's all I got.
Oh, okay. Cool. Great.
I got nothing else.
Awesome. Thank you so much, man.
Later,
Like
everyone.
and subscribe. Ring that bell. Somebody ruined us on the reviews. Like
do
I
you
thought
mean?
we are gonna get one new one per episode. I think we're at like 72 or 73.
Yeah.
So like we were at 69. I think we had 70.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Are you going to complain about our good fortune?
A little bit. I'm kidding.